Ayo, I'm Tits,
Ayo, and I'm Areolas.
and we're reviewing Wally. What's your first
Wally.
exposure to Wally? He's
Wally.
he's the trash guy. He's the robot trash man who takes
I
out the
like trash.
trash.
Trash, trash, trash. Yum, yum, yum. I don't remember. I probably saw this when it came out because it came
Hmm.
out in what, like 2008 or something, I think.
Yeah,
So I probably saw it when it came out. Uh, yeah. That's all I remember
that's all you
seeing it.
remember.
Yeah, I've seen it a few other times, like showing it to my niece and stuff when she was
Okay.
a kid. About you?
Actually, I think this was the first film that I watched after being adopted, and that was like the first like physical media um that my family bought, and then I don't know where it went. I've just have seen Wally like a lot. I've seen Wally whole bunch. I remember when it first came out, there was like a whole pro we gotta make sure we clean the earth and earth it up all over here. Pro earth, it's pro earth in time.
Mm-hmm.
Stuff like that. And I just remember that being so heavily entrenched in the marketing.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, very much so. And I don't know, like I'm trying to think cuz you were somewhat young seeing this.
Yeah.
Did you like get that? Yeah, I know. Like did you understand that? Like did the movie make you sad
The
thinking that or
um I wasn't like super sad, I guess. I mean, the curriculum in school like during this year was like heavy like, oh, we're polluting the earth, blah blah blah. So, it wasn't the first time that I heard about pollution and stuff, but I was familiar with it. I think I just felt sad. I was like, yeah. Oh yeah. Look at all these fat people. They're all fatting all over the place. And they made it to space. How many generations? How could this happen? I think those are more my adult thoughts on the film. But when I was younger, my thoughts, I just felt fear of becoming like a gelatinous blob for a person.
Yeah. No,
Oh
that's good
man,
motivation.
I
while you eat
remember.
while you eat your chicken nuggets, it's good to see it. You just didn't want to
Yeah,
become a blob.
exactly. This is actually it's just protein.
Hell yeah, pure protein. Eat those nuggies. Um.
Speaking of protein, there's a cockroach at the beginning.
Oh yeah, yeah. This is a one way to make a cockroach adorable. Even though I
Mhm.
fucking roaches are terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, that he
Mm.
is a cool little sidekick.
All right. So I literally had never seen a cockroach. I had seen ants before, but never cockroaches. I lived in Washington State, so there's not like a ton.
Man, you're
And
lucky.
then I saw this cockroach. I'm like, is that what is that? Is that supposed to be a cockroach or something? Oh, they don't look terrible. And then I moved to the south, and then I encounter cockroaches. I'm like, oh, they're fucking awful, man. I hate them.
Oh,
Why
they're
did
terrible.
Wally do this to me? They like it's trying. Wally was trying to groom me to cockroaches being cute, and cockroaches are not cute.
No, they're
No.
pests. They are terrible pests that will ruin everything.
What is a small cockroach? Okay, you've ever heard the advice of, oh, if it's big, you just squash it, you gotta kill it or whatever. If it's small, then you gotta get the guys in here spraying all over the walls, all the nooks and crannies, because you got a cockroach infestation. But what is a small cockroach? Like what? How do you quantify a small cockroach?
I I,
Qualify?
I think yeah, I think the majority of cockroaches I've ever dealt with are small. I remember like when I lived in my hometown growing up, we had the big ones, and man, like the ones that flew. Have you ever
Oh, there's
felt?
ones
Have
that
you?
fly.
Yeah, that those ones fucking
No.
yeah. There's some that fly, and it's just like, ugh,
How
that was
big do they have
terrible.
to get to be able to go fly?
They're not like super big, but they're bigger than like they're about the size of the one from the movie. That the one from the movie reminds me of those flying ones. That's why. But then they get bigger, and like you know when you see the ones like in nature's wildlife where they look like they don't even look like roaches. They look like beetles or something.
that's whoa.
Yeah, I've
Mm-mm.
never seen
No,
those. I've just seen. Yeah. We'll move on
none
from the
of that.
roaches. Yeah, I just think it was cute and I get it because it's garbage and that's where
Yeah,
roaches would be, so it makes sense. But
they live in a
yeah,
Twinkie. I think that was the first exposure to like Twinkies live forever, and I actually had to look. I think someone explained it to me. I was like, "Why is he in a Twinkie?" It's like, "Oh, because Twinkies live forever." I was like, "Okay, I guess they do." But
I
also,
think I think that's false. But
what?
I've heard that rumor before, but I really think
What?
that's
It's
false.
false.
it's it's one of those like rumors or something. But I've heard that.
How long
Uh,
do they last?
I'm pretty sure there's a shelf by date, kind of like any sort of like pastry that's
We need to know. Chat, let us know. Come on. How? How could we? How? What? There has
it's
to
a
be some
misconception.
basis for it for the rumor. Otherwise, it wouldn't be a rumor. Or
That's
someone's just
true.
straight up sharing false information. It's just like a general thing that we all share culturally. If it's false
Let's see.
information,
Do
we
Twinkies
gotta know. We gotta know. This is
expire?
important. What's the shelf life
See,
of a Twinkie?
Twinkies do in fact contain real food. They are truly baked, and the official shelf life is 25 days.
25
Uh,
days?
Twinkie will continue to exist, but will diminish greatly in taste and texture.
Oh.
Uh, so yeah, they don't last forever. They're just like any other piece. I don't know where that
What?
came
What?
about.
It's not even a month. Twinkies last.
Yeah,
False information. Wow. Who knew it? Society is
it,
spreading
it
false information.
it's just
Yet another example,
a weird
of
myth.
course.
They're spreading that and the roaches being friendly. But so the movie starts out where you're in this is Earth. It's all full of trash and you have it kind of gathered that a big old corporation, kind of like a Walmart, Amazon sort of thing that owns everything, kind of garbaged up the earth. You know, the humans made it all garbage because they were overproducing and I guess not really like cleaning anything or whatever. And
Yeah.
so
The
the
trash pile mountains are massive. And
yeah,
it's like
they're
how much
buildings.
trash can you produce? Aren't landfills like right now? They don't really take up that much space actually relative to the landmass. Like are they just kind of it's just a hole, dig a hole, plastic bag over a bunch of stuff. But like you could fill a whole bunch of plastic a bunch of holes in the dirt with trash, you
Yeah.
know. As if you like I don't know, if you put it into some sort of sludge or something
Hmm.
and make sure it doesn't leak using that plastic bag. I was shown briefly how landfills work, but I'm not exactly sure how they work. Like it just doesn't seem it would. How much trash do you have to be using in order to have this many trash mountains
I think a
on top of
lot.
the landfills that they've already filled?
Yeah, I mean, it must be pretty far into the future
Yeah,
for
like a
it to
thousand
get
years or something.
yeah, for it to get that bad, and it would. I feel like it could get that way, you know, especially how we're becoming like I guess overpopulated and then overproducing things and not really recycling or doing our part to help the environment, you know, stuff like that. That's basically this timeline is what's going on.
Mm.
And so the that corporation which is called like what Big Corp or something I can't remember the name.
Big and big and large.
Yeah, by and large, I think.
By and large.
Yeah, like again, like a Walmart type thing. They're like,
Yeah.
hey, you know what? We'll send everyone on Earth, right, on a fucking cruise, a space cruise, while we clean up the Earth, and then we'll bring y'all back when the Earth is ready.
Who's cleaning up the earth though? It was a bunch of
And
these robots that just are decommissioned now, except for one of them.
they've all ran out of juice, or they've just worn out. And it just shows you how long it's been going on because they're all worn out. All these Wally robots that are waste bots that help compact the waste and put it, you know, yeah, put it somewhere, nice and organized. But there's like literally buildings of it, pyramids of it everywhere.
Are these solar powered?
Yeah, it looks like the one.
Mm.
Well, unless he modified himself, because he looks like he just kind of grew with knowledge to learn how to like fix himself and
Like
modify himself.
artificial intelligence.
Yeah, like he just
Some sort
happened to
of
learn. Yeah,
um do all the robots have a capacity to and for artificial intelligence?
I have no idea because we don't see any other robots than him, the Wally, and for whatever reason he's a romantic. Like for, he like you could tell he longs for companionship. He goes to his little uh bunker and watches a movie of like a girl and a guy dancing, and he's just
Oh
like
man. I didn't know Wally was such a chick.
he's a fucking simp. Like he just
Yeah.
really wants. I don't know. It's weird because he's a robot, so there's really no gender to him. But
Yeah.
he's like this little nerd dude, and he's just wanting like companionship, right?
Yeah. He's just chilling.
Yeah.
Watching the movies, the media that's there. I get it. It's like very scavenger. He develops some sort of personality. Uh he's smart enough to change the tire treads. But do have a question. Uh the movie doesn't really explain why he's the only one who can learn. Why or it just says like the other ones are decommissioned.
hmm
Are why didn't the other ones learn how to do the fixing of themselves sooner? Like what's up with Wally being the only one who's smart enough? Is he like a new model or something?
And that's the thing. It doesn't answer that. I guess it just adds on to the whole thing of making him more unique. Because, of course, like not jumping too far into the film, but I know on the ship when they're cleaning up the trash, you see those big old wallies that are like huge for like huge amounts of trash when they shoot them out of the spaceship, and those look like they're just there to work. They're not there like having these emotional thoughts, So
Yeah.
I
They
guess
haven't
it's
developed
just
a personality.
yeah, yeah. So it must be just him being unique or something that he was able to learn or have his
He's
develop
got
his
main
own
character
personality.
syndrome.
That's safe
That's
to
what it
say.
is.
Yeah.
So there's a plane or a ship. Is it a starship? What is it?
Yeah, it's like a ship that comes and drops off a little robot that looks cool and feminine.
Oh, it's curvy.
Yeah,
Curvy
nice and
equals female.
hell yeah. Nice
And
and
Wally's
feminine.
like, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, a companion. I'm going to hang out with you. I'm going to show you all the sights to see. I'm going to show you this plant. And then she freaks out. She's like, I got to grab this plant. I'm like, oh, this is what she came here for. See if there's life, right?
Yeah.
And what's interesting, seeing that we have Wally is just hooked on her even after she's got the plant And I like the scene where he does all the Christmas lights. That was cute.
Where he's taking care of her and trying to
Yeah.
like show her a good time, even though she's just like shut down for the moment with the
Mhm.
plant. Nah, it's
Exactly.
cute. Yeah, it's cute. He's really like, like, hey, you're still, even though you're not really consenting, I'm still gonna show you, around and be a gentleman. I'm sure
Mhm.
he could have done worse.
Yeah. I do like. Eventually, the plane comes back, and Wally's like, "I gotta go follow that." I'm like, "Okay, that's a cool character motivation."
Yeah, because
Wally's
he,
alone, and he meets the chick. The chick goes away. He goes follows him and follows the chick. He follows the chick,
mhm.
and I'm like, "Okay, cool. Now this is how we have a vehicle to learning what the ship's like. What the ship's like now." Um, so I do like he gets on the ship and he's like, "All right, I'm gonna have a little bit of a gander about." Okay, he's really dirty, so there's this
Yeah,
cleaning robot
he's
that's like,
filthy.
"Yo, what's up with you, dude? Come on, hey, impasta," and so he has to run and not be shown, or not be seen rather.
What I like about this, and this is where it comes to, we're like, I think I counted it. It's like at 40 minutes into the film, you finally get someone speaking. So there was like no dialogue at all for like the first 40 minutes. It was
Mm-hmm.
just noises, or Wally and Eve,
Oh
and
yeah, I didn't notice that. And then there's
yeah,
like people speaking. I'm like, oh wow,
yeah.
there's
So
like a leadership here.
there's like actual people, but I just like how they did that. They could go 40 minutes without making any sort of language. Like anyone could watch this movie pretty much
Yeah.
and get it. Like you don't have to know English. You just could tell like the simple story with just them making sounds. I don't know. It was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. Mm. I took a nugget bite at the wrong time. So so I do like Wally is following Eve. Eve's sent to this really specific place, and Eve goes to the captain's cabin, and oh, we got a plant, cool plant, bro. Wally's there. There's also this like captain, this autopilot captain dude. Is he intelligence? Is he artificial intelligence?
I think he is like he's able to or he has like a higher command because he's basically the captain of the ship, but then you have the captain who tells him what to do, but then during certain circumstances he's able to override the captain because, as we learn later on, like that CEO president of By and Large gave him like other alternative commands, because the whole point was for Eve to bring the plant. She didn't have the plant, so they thought it was a false alarm, but it was really Wally who like had the plant with him. He got it out of her somehow.
Huh? How? Wait, how is that?
How what?
I don't remember seeing that scene.
Yeah, I didn't show it because like she got there to the captain and they're like, oh, none of these robots have ever brought a plant back, and so they open her up and there's no plant, and oh no, I'm sorry, yeah, and they think it's Wally who has it, but it's actually like the robot captain, and they're gonna throw the plant outside of the, like in a space capsule back
Oh
to
yeah,
Earth.
it was like a threat.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
do remember that. Big threat energy. Um, I'm like by the end of the movie, I just think that the robot captain is the bad guy, even though he's. I mean, he's doing his job technically, but
Yeah, he's following orders.
he's following orders. But I've heard that excuse before against with major tragedies.
Yeah,
So
those
I wouldn't
particular
use
world
that.
wars. Yeah,
Maybe a one,
yeah,
maybe
at least
two, not
one
many.
specific world war that I could think of.
Yeah.
So the plant's missing at this point, and Eve thinks it's Wally that took it, but he didn't take it. And she's like, "Hey, you got to go back to Earth. You can't be here." So she's gonna send him back to Earth in a pod. He's like, "Hey, are you gonna come with me?" And she's like, "I can't. I gotta like be here. This is my thing." And then they secretly see like a little robot take the plant, put it in the pod. Wally gets
Yeah.
in there, and they shoot the pod into space, and it's on self destruct. It's about to explode. Eve freaks out. It explodes, and then Wally is seen with a fire extinguisher. Like,
Oh yeah, I remember that scene.
yeah, this
They're
scene.
having a little fire extinguishing. And it uses it as like a jetpack, and they have a
Yeah,
little bit of a kiss. And I'm like, oh, that's cute. And they're
yeah,
dancing. Look, they're dancing.
it was beautiful.
Yeah, it's
Although I
adorable.
don't know how the plant could survive like inside of Wally out in the vacuum of space. You know what I mean? Like
Mm,
he's not a very sealed robot, Wally.
I don't know, actually.
Yeah, but it was beautiful.
How long can plants last without oxygen
Well, just think about the
or carbon
cold,
dioxide? That's what they function off. They produce oxygen.
but the space is just
A
cold, right?
vacuum.
Like a vacuum, like ice. I don't know.
Like all the air molecules and stuff get pulled towards a gravity mass, and that's where all it goes. And then you have like the space around it.
Hmm.
So I would imagine there'd be like some sort of particles in the air, some sort of molecules, just not as much as like Earth. Like there might be a couple of oxygen molecules out there, but like not really in space. It's pretty much a vacuum.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know much about space. I'm not a space doctor. Don't
No,
listen to me.
space just scares me. It's just a scary looking
In space, no
place.
one can hear you scream. I've heard that before.
Yeah, it's scary. Very scary. So they're
Yeah.
dancing around beautifully. It's beautiful. Some of the humans see it or whatever. That we get to know, and then they bring, like I said, the plant back to the ship, and the whole mission is to put it into like part of the ship, a designated part of the ship, and whenever the ship knows that
Yeah.
the plant is there, that means Earth is habitable again, and the ship will
Yeah.
go back to Earth.
It's a very hopeful message. I do like the humans are like, I'm hyped. We're a big hype. Woohoo, hype time. We want to go back to Earth. We want to go back to Earth. And meanwhile, we have the captain. We have the captain, and then we have the captain's helper are fighting because the captain's helper is like, Earth cannot be saved. We got the captain human who's like, Earth can't be saved, and so we have like they're fighting over the controls, and then there's a lot of slippity slidities, and because they're all so fat, they can all just be cushioned by each other. That was really funny. It was really hysterical.
Yeah, yeah.
I went hysterical the first time I saw it.
It's funny, but then I just think of the rules the world is now, where you're not allowed to make fun of fat people, and it's like, man, I don't know if
Oh, it
this
was a
would.
world right before 2008, man.
Yeah,
2008. That's where everything changed.
yeah. There was a lot of humor with oh, you could be fat. Fat's funny.
Yeah,
Uh,
of
yeah,
course.
not a term of endearment, but uh, so yeah, the captain's fighting the sh- the the captain's fighting the captain robot. He shuts it down. They put the plant into the little plant thing, and Wally gets like fucked up real bad from trying to keep it open. He gets like fucking bent and squished, and you could see Eve like she lets out this rowdy scream, like she cares about him a lot, you know, that he's like
Yeah,
fucking
it's
squished and
sweet.
shit. Yeah.
It's like, oh wow, Eve, I didn't know you cared about me at all until now.
I had to
What?
fucking die before you could care
Yeah,
about me.
it took until Wally almost died
Yeah.
for Eve to even give a shit
Yeah.
about Wally.
That's how you know she's a keeper when.
Mm-hmm. Ride or die.
Yep.
More like almost die and then ride. Yeah.
You got to prove something to her. But I think she's worth it. She's got nice curves. She's pretty hot, Eve.
Would you fuck that robot?
I think I would. Yeah,
Okay.
I think I would.
Um, I don't know. She doesn't have her can situation's so small. If she had bigger tits, I'd fuck her.
I'll say I wouldn't. Now that there's really no place to like insert, so I'd probably just like masturbate to her.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
What would you Where would you come at? Would you come on her head or like on her body bevel or whatever it's called?
Probably like where the neck and the head float.
Mm.
You know?
Come on, come on. Close your eyes. Close your LED screen. Oh, I'm gonna splooge. You know?
Hey, she's that hot. I think so.
Yeah.
She's worth a wank.
You wouldn't need porn.
No,
You just
no.
look at her.
She's enough curve to get the job done for me. I don't need very
Right.
much nowadays.
Right. Yeah, I love it.
so
She's big hot.
so the ship flies super fast to Earth. Uh Everybody like, kind of gets off, but Eve gets off first with Wally. She
Yeah.
goes and replaces like his innards and all the parts that are broken. And I guess one of them is like his memory chip or something. And so when she's able to turn him back on, he turns on, but he's like a reset robot. Like he just acts like a regular Wally.
No, not his personality. But
Mm-hmm.
then magically, because of the robot tears or the power of kissing or whatever, um,
Yeah.
he gets his memory back. I'm like, you psyched me out.
Yeah.
And I get it. It's Pixar. You gotta have a happy ending or whatever. You gotta, I don't know, psych me out better. This just seems a little bit cheap, honestly. Oh, well, his memory's back because robots kissing. That's
The
how it works.
electricity. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know science. We don't know enough science to know how AI and electricity and memory work, but hey, glad he's back and he's not dead and she stayed loving him, so it's a happy ending.
Yeah, it's nice. They plant the plant. I like it when they plant plants.
Plants are cool. And the little boot.
Yeah, do they just put the boot in the ground? Where would the roots go? It's
I
leather. It doesn't disintegrate.
I don't know then. I think they did plant it just in there. I mean, it had dirt in the boot too.
Yeah, but then the boot, eventually the plant will grow and it'll have to expand its roots out. And
Mhm.
then the boot's just going to be there for how many years? So many years. It
Mhm.
doesn't dissolve that quickly.
And let
Most
me
leather, actually. How long does it take to dissolve?
how long does Google something? Let's see how long.
How long does it take for leather to dissolve, to disintegrate?
Leather to decompose.
Yep,
10 to 50
exactly.
10 to 50 years.
10 to 50 years? Dude, that plant's gonna be, in 10 to 50 years, that plant's gonna die because the leather is gonna disintegrate. Mm, dude.
Let me ask you this. I mean, I know you were young when you saw this movie. I don't
Yeah.
know if you recently saw or when you did watch it again. When you saw them come, the humans and plant, did you think they realistically had a chance of survival?
No,
No, right?
not at all.
Right?
I mean, they won't have to worry about food for a long time. But I mean, good luck trying to do anything when you're a blob. Like,
Yeah.
well, you're just gonna roll around all over the place.
Yeah, because they would need to basically live on that ship and then just come out and do like little bit of shit here on Earth. Like the ship could live there on Earth, but they fuck with them, like
Yeah.
yeah. So I don't know. I know for one truth about this movie is they added in, like the end credits scene where they're showing like drawings of them like successfully planting and growing and making civilization.
Yeah, it's
Like
always happy ending.
yeah,
I don't know why.
they added all that in after test screening cuz the people who saw it didn't think they didn't have enough faith in the people to survive because at the end he's like, we're gonna plant all types of plants, pizza plants, these plants, every type of plant. So it's like, oh, they're doomed.
Yeah, they are really doomed, man. I don't think they have brains.
No, they don't know shit. What do they do? They just like watch the same whatever, The Office over and
The
over again, or
dopamine hits, man. They're gonna have to deal with the fact that they have to focus on long-term goals instead of instant sort of satisfaction, like instant gratification. Or they have to work towards something to feel fulfilled. What? I don't think they'll be able to survive.
no, I don't think so. I think it's
Mm.
just as doomed, especially with how much garbage the world has already in. I don't know. I don't see the point.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Mm, I feel like at least half of them have to die off before they can survive. What are you going to do with all this garbage? You have to deal with the garbages.
yeah, and it's not like they're recycling it. Like even on their ship, the big old Wallies were shooting the garbage off uh into space. They weren't like
Yeah,
reusing it.
I mean, nothing was solved here. They just found a plant, and now they came back to their trash planet. Now what?
But there was a good robot love story in between. So I think it's a win-win.
Yeah, it was cool. It was cooler when I was a child, not thinking about the actual details. I enjoyed it as a child.
Yeah.
As an adult, I'm like, whatever. I liked it as a child, but is it really as good as I thought? No. I mean, it's nice. It's Pixar.
Yeah.
It's serviceable. It's a nice
Yeah, it's
story.
cute.
There are some minute details that I could pick apart and be like, what's up with this? But overall, the story is beautiful, serviceable, and uh, got characters. There's some characters I actually know. You know.
Yeah.
So I think I'd give this like a. It's like a high 7. It's like a 7.8 out of 10.
I think after rewatching it again, I'd give it a 6. And just cuz yeah, it's a good love story. I love the character Wally and then Eve, uh even minusing like how hot she is. But so unrealistic now thinking of how the world is now, like we could be
Like, what do
going
you mean
that
by
route.
unrealistic?
What do you mean?
Like, you say it's unrealistic compared to the world now?
I don't know. I just feel like the world is going that direction and
Okay.
we're a lot less hopeful about it. Like I think we are trying, that's why Elon Musk is wanting to go into space and kind of like colonize other places cuz they know Earth is doomed. And
Mm.
in this movie they were like, "Oh, it's kind of messy, but we'll come back." And they never came back, but then
Yeah.
they did come back and it's supposed to be like positive, but it's
It's
realistically not.
actually in reality. How the fuck would they survive?
Yeah, they wouldn't
Yeah.
make it. No.
No, that
But
makes sense.
it's a great love story for
Okay.
robots. And I
You said
love
you give it a
robots.
6.
Yeah. I'm all about robots.
Robots are cool.
Hell yeah. And speaking of cool robots, I got a game for you.
Ooh.
Uh I guess I'm just going to call it robots because
Robots.
I've got a bunch of robots here that I want you to guess from different movies.
Mm.
And you're going to guess either the name of the robot or the movie or
Okay.
both if you'd like to. So let's take a look. Do you know this robot?
Um. Oh God. What? I'm not familiar with the robots. Um. This is D4. LMNOP
Mm-hmm.
Q
Mm-hmm.
OP. This is what did I say? Four.
Four Q LMNOP.
Yeah, that's his name. 4Q LMNOP.
Okay. Nope. Uh, it's actually his name's actually Andrew.
And who? What? From
Yeah.
where?
So this is from Bicentennial Man.
Oh, I've never heard that before.
It's a good movie. That's Robin Williams playing the robot.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, really good
I'll have
movie.
to check it
Very
out.
very sad. Very sad movie, but good.
Mm.
Let's go to the next one.
Um, this is from Ex Machina.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I remember actually watching it, and I was like, finally, I watched Ex Machina. I've heard people say Deus Ex Machina a
Did
lot.
you like it?
Yeah, I liked it. I
Yeah,
don't
it's all
remember
right. She's
much from
hot.
it.
Yeah, it's all I remember is that dance scene.
Which
There's like
one?
a weird dance scene, right, where the dude like dances with all his robots or something, like in
Oh
techno
man, I don't even
colors.
remember that much.
So this robot's named Eva, apparently.
Mm.
Eva.
Oh, okay.
Uh, Next one here.
Oh, jeez, Back to the Future?
No, it is that
Oh,
same sort of time period. He looks
yeah.
kind of like Wally too. I wouldn't doubt if they like got inspired by this robot, but
Ooh. Do I know any movies? Not really. Is this? Oh, it's C3PO.
that would be too easy. This is from the movie Short Circuit. His name's Johnny Five.
Oh. Hmm.
Yeah. I know I've seen this movie before. I just don't remember it. It's like an old movie. An old like
Hmm.
80s, 90s movie, I forget. But it looks like kind of like Wally.
He looks like a record player or like a boombox.
I think he's supposed to be like a alien I don't know. I don't know what the plot is if they
Hmm.
created him or something.
I've heard the
Uh
name Johnny Five out of context.
Here's the next one.
Oh, what is this? Mysterio?
He does look like it, right? It is
Hmm.
actually the dude who plays Magneto. So you're kind of close.
Um, Magnet Man.
Almost.
Magneto.
This is from Prometheus, that like alien prequel movie,
Okay.
and his name is David.
Oh, I've never seen that movie before.
You've never seen it? Man, Prometheus is
Mm-mm.
good. It's good.
Okay.
It's pretty weird, but it's good.
Pretty weird. Oh, this is from Oh, that's this. Is, I know what's this movie's called. I've seen it a couple of times. Beat the Robots or something.
It's
Not
just
the Beat
called
the
Robots.
Robots.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm confusing this, that, and Meet the Robinsons.
Do
There's also another robot movie.
Yeah, I can't remember. Do you know? It's funny. Do you know what these two robots' names are? Very weird
It's
names.
Billy Bob and Joe.
They're Rodney Copperbottom and Fender Pinwheeler.
Oh, those are some names
Yeah,
that
that's actually
exist.
Robin Williams voices the one in red. I remember.
Oh, that's why I like the movie so much.
You know who this robot is?
It's from Power Rangers.
Hell yeah.
Um. Oh, what's his name? I'm not familiar with Power Rangers, but this is Alpha something.
Hell yeah. Alpha and then a number.
Yeah. I don't know which number it is. Alpha 69. Alpha
Alpha 5.
420.
Alpha 5.
Okay.
69 420. Yeah.
Yeah. Those are what my numbers would be.
Yeah, the fucking robot and the smoking weed robot.
Yeah. Exactly.
And oh, two more.
That looks Star Trekky.
It's I think it's
Um,
before Star Trek, like
oh, before
one of the first space TV shows, like in black and white. This is in
oh
color, obviously, but
is a space opera show. That's
almost.
what it's called.
It's called Lost in Space,
Oh,
and
are they
just take
lost in space?
yeah, I think they are. I think they're trying to like find their way home. Can you guess? Just shoot out a name, for a robot. What they would name a robot?
Minion.
His name's literally just robot.
Oh, oh, oh. I just okay. That makes sense. I thought it looked kind of like a minion, but it doesn't actually. It looks like it's got a pair of tits or some eyes, depending on how you look at it.
I thought those were his hand. Well, they're pincers,
Oh, I didn't. Oh, I thought it was like pupils.
but I could see how you could think they're boobs.
Yeah,
Like now I can, and now I can never not see boobs
they're
there.
reverse boobs. Actually, they're pinchers.
I like the inward boobs.
Yeah,
They're concave. Could fit
yeah. I
like
think that's the word for it.
jello in there. Uh, Last one.
Oh, this is from Godzilla.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I don't know what the Godzilla's called. It's Godzilla versus Godzilla in space, but on the Earth.
It's Mecha Godzilla.
Mecha Godzilla.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's just robot Godzilla. That's it. That's all.
He seems like he has a lot of guns,
I feel like
but
he's
only
got
on his arms.
like finger guns, like in the Power
Yeah,
Rangers. You know,
yeah. They're like each finger is has the power of a human's arm.
he could finger blast.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he can finger blast real good.
everybody likes a good finger
Yeah.
blast, which I think that's a good way to end. Speaking of finger blasting, man, tell them where they could find you.
Well, I do daily movie reviews every day at 7 p.m. ET. I do a movie review request for $20 on patreon.com/ASUpresents. Help support the daily grindiness of all them daily movie reviews. Go to my link tree, linktr.ee/titsman salad, and that's where you can find my stuff.
I need to change that. Oh, and me, you can find me at my podcast. That's all funny. Available anywhere podcasts are available. Just search That's All Funny. I have another podcast with my buddy Gabe called That's All Kayfabe. Talk about wrestling. You just search that. You can check out the YouTube channel where you're watching this now, youtube.com/@Lorenzo Areola, where you can watch live episodes of this. If you want to see the archived episodes, check out either of our Patreons and help support, our daily grinds. And yeah, that's about it. I want to thank y'all for watching. I want to thank Mint for being here. She's great. And we'll see y'all next time. Bye.